Okay, let us start. We will continue from the previous class discussion. We were discussing about multiplication on operation. Before IML, we have to discuss IML. Okay, so we'll continue with that. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Comparison operation, decremental, incremental, operation. So we discussed all these instructions. Um, Addition, increment, decrement, and subtract operation, go to comparison operation. We discussed comparison operation also. Um, okay, so there is example. I want to discuss that IML. Okay, so let us look into this IML instruction. Last class we discussed multiplication instruction. Um, okay, so in this multiplication instruction, we understood that accumulator is the default register which contains one of the data, one of the byte or word of data. Okay, so yeah, so now this before that, okay, so here we were. So after this we okay, division also IT we have. Okay, let's now general multiplication MUL instruction is for a unsigned operation. That is assuming that both the data are unsigned. Okay, so operand contents are positively signed, assuming that it's positively signed. Okay, so mul is generally used for a positive quantities. When we are multiplying two positive data, multiplication operation. So it can operate on the it can multiply two 8-bit data or two 16-bit data. If it is two 8-bit data, one 8-bit data is available in the AL register, that is lower byte of a AX register. If it is 16-bit multiplication, then it is available in AX register. Okay. So results are stored back into AX register if it is 16-bit multiplication. If it is 8-bit multiplication, it is EL. Yes, correct. Okay. So now simple example is like this. One of the byte is in BH. Okay, that's upper byte of BX register multiplied with lower byte stored in EL register. So the result is stored back to AX. So now what happens is multiplication, since the result can be bigger than 8-bit, even if, when we are doing 8-bit multiplication, the result is stored in AX register because multiplication always gives a bigger result. For example, 3 cross 4, 12. Okay. So similarly for 16-bit multiplication, last class we have seen that one of the it makes use of two registers. One is AX register, the other is DX register, which is not shown in this slide. Okay. So the result is bigger than for 16-bit multiplication. The result can go up to 32 bits. So the lower 16-bit available in AX register, upper 16-bit available is in DX register, which is not shown in this slide. Okay. Yeah. So let us look into IML instruction. Okay. So IML instruction is used for signed multiplication. Operand content. So here the operand contents can be negative or positive. There is one can be negative, other can be positive, or both can be negative. So in such case, when we are dealing with the negative numbers or signed numbers, we go for a IML instruction instead of multiplication instruction. So operand may be general purpose register, memory location, or index registers. So again, same logic, same procedure for 8-bit data. One of the 8-bit data is available in AL register. The other can be part of the instruction. There is available stored in a register. A 16-bit, again, one of the 16-bit data is in signed data is in X register. Other is in DX register. Sorry, other is in other register, which is made part of the instruction. We'll take one example, IML BH. So AL has one of the signed data, 8-bit data. So the result is can be bigger than 8-bit stored in AX register. For example, here both are negative, so the result is again positive anyway. So one of them it is negative, the result is going to be negative. When the result is negative, it stores in the form of 2's complement. Okay, so it stores in the form of 2's complement. We'll see that. We'll say it later. 2's complement result. Okay. So for example, for a 16-bit signed multiplication, one of the data has to be in the AX register. Other can be in another register. For example, CX. The result is bigger than the 16-bit. That is, it can go up to 32-bit. The lower 16-bit is in AX register. Upper 16-bit is in DX register. Okay. So that's how it is. So DX is a general purpose register. Okay. Um, so so what else? Okay, we'll see this later. There is a DSS instruction. Okay. Yes. Last class we compared views. Of course. Anyway, we discussed this compare instruction. Let us not go into again. Let us not discuss that again. Okay. So accordingly, so we are following this slide. From in this case, we discussed multiplication and IML register, IML instruction. So we last class we discussed division operation. So here there's one more type of division called as IDIV. That is sign division. So let us look into sign division. If there is any example in this slide. Okay, division IDIV. Okay, so IDIV instruction is similar to division instruction, but it deals with the signed arithmetic. So operand can be available in register or memory location. Okay, so it need not be in accumulator. So there is one of the data can be in accumulator, other can be any memory location also possible. Unlike in 8051, both of them should be either in A or B register, not like that. So here it identifies even memory locations as a one of the location to store the operand. So operand contents are negatively signed. Maybe one can be negative, other can be positive. Any one of them is negative, result is negative anyway. Okay. So operand may be general purpose register or a memory location. For a 8-bit division operation, AL register is used. Okay. So to store 8-bit data, one of the 8-bit data, and so if it is 16-bit operation, AX register is used. If it is AX, lower byte is in AL, upper byte is in AH register. After operation, there is after division operation. Okay, the lower 8-bit, lower byte of a AX register, that is AL, contains the what you call result, that there is a quotient. AL contains the quotient and AH contains the remainder for a 8-bit operation. Okay, so this is the situation for a 8-bit operation. Whereas for a 16-bit operation, what happens is it will consider AX and DX. Let us look into that also. So for example, let us say we'll take one negative numbers into AX register. Okay, minus 0 to 03. Internally, it is stored as a 2's complement data. So it will internally convert into 2's complement data, stores it in the AX register. Next comes the another data. It can be 8-bit or a 16-bit. Okay, yes, these are the possibility. Okay, so when it comes to division, okay, so we can divide. One possibility is that 16-bit divided by 16-bit. Okay, so what is the other possibility, guys? Other possibility is that 16-bit divided by 8-bit. I don't know why this okay, sorry. Okay, so the other possibility is that 8-bit divided by 8-bit. These are the possibilities. Okay, so of course 8-bit by 16-bit is not possible. The result is 0 anyway. So the other possibility is possible is this also. There is 8-bit divided by 16-bit. Okay, so generally we usually done is these three cases. Okay, so 16-bit divided by 8-bit. So what example here we have is, okay, AX register contains 16-bit data, whereas DL register contains only 8-bit data. Okay, data is 04. So it is one data is negative, the other data is negative, so positive. Then AL, that is the quotient should be positive, negative. Okay, because one of the data is negative. Okay, when we say div BL, okay, that means the AX is default, AX is implied, it's not specified here. We specify only the other register which contains the other data. So it's always AX by other register. Okay, for example, AX by BL. Okay, so this should be AX, not AL. So okay, so AL means after division, AX by BL, AX by BL gives minus 50. Minus 50 is stored in AL. Yes, what is minus 50? Quotient. AL is quotient. The remainder is 03. 03 is available in AH register. Okay, so quotient is in AL. Remainder goes to AH register for 8-bit multiplication. Okay, so different possibilities are shown here. For example, there is 16-bit division by 8-bit division. Different examples. IDIV for example. Okay, so the result is so upper byte is 1B and lower byte is 02. Okay, there is a AL contains the quotient and AH contains the remainder. Okay, and as you can see, there is if it is a negative number, there is for example, one of the data is in negative, then the result is negative, that is quotient is negative, that quotient is stored as a 2's complement. Okay, so it will be stored as a 2's complement, because negative number always stored as a 2's complement in the processor or controllers generally. So these are the different examples. Yes, same thing, how it is stored, it is explained here. For example, for a 16-bit, this is for multiplication. Okay, so for a 16-bit division operation, for example, so AX contains the quotient and DX contains the remainder. For 8-bit operation, AL contains the quotient and AH contains the remainder. Okay. So I'm just looking in some other examples. Okay. Okay. So 2's complement of 91H. Okay. So if it is minus 91, so it takes 2's complement of 91H, that is 6FH. So it performs. So result is 2. So 2 is goes to EL. See, 02 is stored in EL and the remainder is 15H, that is stored in EH. Okay. So EL is the quotient, remainder is 15H, that is in EH. Okay. So there are some examples here. We can look into examples. So for example, for a 16-bit division operation, then AX contains the quotient and DX contains the remainder. Especially for a multiplication operation, lower byte is in lower 16-bit is in, for a 16-bit multiplication, lower 16-bit is in AX and upper 16-bit is in DX register. Okay. There's various examples. You can look into that. Okay. So let us continue with the instruction set. So that's about, we saw some comparison operations also. Okay. We compared with 8051 compare instruction. Okay. Okay. Yes. Next is logical instructions. Let me look into this slide. If this is okay, let us continue from here. Okay. Let us continue with this logical instructions. Okay. So logical instructions or bit manipulation instructions. They're used for at a bit level or at byte level. That's also possible. These instructions can be used for testing whether a bit is zero or not. Okay. And to set or reset a bit and shift bits across registers. Okay, so for this purpose we use the logical instructions. Various logical instructions are AND instruction. So we can perform either 8-bit AND operation or 16-bit AND operation. The result is stored back to destination. For example, one of the data is in BL. Okay, so the other data can be in another register or data directly. So in this case, data is made part of the instruction. That is 0f, which is the data 00001111. When these two are ANDed, the result is, as you can observe that only the lower 4 bits are retained. Upper 4 bits become 0 because upper 4 bits of the data is 0. So upper 4 bits are 0. Only the lower 4 bits, which are 1 in this 0f, and hence lower 4 bits are retained, and that is stored in DL register. Okay. So this is a simple case of a AND operation. So here the EX register is not used. Accumulator is not required. You can use any register to store the data. Okay. Just like unlike in 8051, EX accumulator is a must in 8051. But in this case, it's okay. I mean, 8086 does not demand a accumulator as default register. Not necessary. Okay. So another similar instruction is OR operation. Okay. So we can perform OR operation on 2 bytes of data. Okay, so the result is stored back in the what you call destination register. Okay, just a minute. So similar examples. So we can perform either 8-bit data or 16-bit data. Okay, a register need not be AL or AX. It can be any other register. Okay. Okay. This next is let us look into the other XOR operation. So 8086 provides XOR instruction. So instruction is the XOR. Okay. For AND operation, A and D is the keyword or instruction. For OR operation, OR is the instruction. For XOR operation, XOR. Okay. So now, okay. So now what happens is XOR operation again 2 bytes of data. So it will XOR 2 bytes of data. So result is stored back to the destination. Simple example is XOR CL comma 20H. Data is 20H. The result is stored back into CL register. That is lower byte of a CX register. Okay. XOR operation. This okay. That's the example. Okay. For example, AND AX comma BX for a 16-bit AND operation, 16-bit of data. So the result goes back to AX register. Okay. So the result is stored in AX register. Similarly, OR operation, 16-bit OR operation, the result is stored back in AX register. Okay. So other data can one of the data can be in AX register. Other data can be either it can be in a register or it can be in a memory or it can be part of the instruction. Okay, anything is possible. Is correct. Similarly, XOR operation. Okay, yes. What is NOT operation? Complement operation. Okay, NOT operation corresponds to one's complement. That is, convert ones to zeros and zeros to ones. In this case, we can use AX register to contain the data. The result is stored back to AX. So we can deal with either 8-bit data or 16-bit data. If it is 8-bit data, we use AL register. That is lower byte of a AX register. If it is a 16-bit data, we use AX register. Okay, fine. Yes, next is rotate operation, of course, or shift operation. We'll see any other examples given here. Okay, yes, in this slide they show what are the registers we can use. We can use either memory locations or registers. Okay, so I'm using this slide because this is quite descriptive and a lot of diagrams are there, so it is very easy to understand. So let us discuss the shift operation. So first is shift left operation, shift instruction. Shift left instruction performs a logical left shift on the destination operand, filling the lowest the bit with zero. That is, lower bits are filled with zeros. The upper bit goes to CF register. What is sorry, not a register. Sorry, CF flag, carry flag. Okay, MSB goes to carry flag. The LSBs are filled with zeros. This is a shift operation. Okay. For example, let us say we have data 5 in DL register. Shift left content of DL by 1. For example, if it is 05 is 0000 0101, it is 5. Shift left by 1 bit, then the result stored in the DL register is 0000 That is, the data is 10. Okay, data is 10. Okay. Yes, if you move it by another position, what happens is, let us understand that here. I'll take the same example. Let us say, for example, the data is 0000 1010. If you perform a shift operation, shift left DL, comma, sorry, by 1 bit, DL comma 1. 1 is the data. Okay. In 8086, we don't use ampersand. Okay. So what will be the result is? Result will be 000. This bit comes to this position 1, and left bits are shifted with loaded with 0. So that is 0100. Yes, what is the equivalent? Guess what is this value equal to? 14H. 14H. So this is 0AH. Is correct? 0AH. We started with 5. We started with 5. There is what is 5, guys? 0000 0101. Okay. This is 5. 05H. Okay. Yes, if you observe 05 into 2 into 2, there is 0AH. Okay. 0AH into 2. Okay, 14H. Is correct? Is it correct? Let me quickly you know calculate hexadecimal multiplication. Just a minute to understand the shift operation. Okay, so the application of shift operation. Okay, so now hexadecimal. So we have A cross 2. What is the result is 14H. Okay, so we started with 5 actually. We started with just a minute. 5 cross 2 hexadecimal case. I'm doing hexadecimal multiplication. 5 cross 2 is A. A cross 2 is 14. Similarly, 14 cross 2 is, if you shift the data left by 1 bit position, okay, you get 28. Yes, do we get 28? Let us see. If you shift by one more position, sorry, 0 0 1 0. So one shifts to the left position, there is 1 0 0 0. This is nothing but equal to 28H. Okay. Yes, the same thing can be performed using multiplication operation. Multiplication, let us say for example, AL comma, okay, multiplication AL comma uh, data. Okay, what is the data is AL comma 2. This, what is the difference here is the same thing we can achieve using multiplication. Okay, but multiplication takes more machine cycles, whereas shift operation takes less machine cycles. Okay, so thereby shifting by left by 1 bit position is same as multiplying it by 2, whereas shifting right by 1 bit position is same as dividing the data by 2. Okay, so shift operation and shift left and right can replace multiplication and division operation, and it is faster because shift operation takes less machine cycles. Okay, so there's a basic application of what is known as shift operations. Okay, shift left instruction. Similarly, shift right, what happens is shift right, shift the content of a register or location by right by 1 bit position, and store the result back to the shift right. The LSB goes to carry flag and the MSB is loaded with zeros. Okay, we'll take one simple example. DL is loaded with 80 a decimal value that's converted into hexadecimal. Okay, um, shift right by 1 bit position. Okay, so 1 bit position gives 40. Shift right by one more bit position or 2 bit position gives 10. Okay, let us take this example quickly. Okay, for example, let us say initially we started with what is 80 guys? 10. Oh, sorry. Just, just a minute. My laptop battery is so connect the source. Yes, here we go. Okay, yes, now 80. What is 80 guys? 80 if you sorry. Sorry for the the delay. Okay. Yes, what is 80 guys? 80 corresponds to 10000000. If we shift it by right, shift right, okay, it's a char, and the resultant data will be
7.
uh, sorry, I may have to mute because because I'm getting some. Okay, yes, here we go. Shift right. Okay, so MSB is loaded with zeros. Okay, that is this is 0. Next bit is 1 0 0 0 0 0 0. Yes, what is this value? This value will be equal to 40H. That's correct. 40H. Similarly, in one more shift operation gives 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0. So this gives the data 20H. That's correct. So that means what we are doing here actually guys, here this what we are doing is 80h divided by 2. That's correct. Similarly, what is this equal to? 40h, sorry, 40 divided by 2. Okay. So thereby, what we understand is shift right operation is always equivalent to division operation, whereas shift left operation is always equal to multiplication operation. Advantage of shift left and shift right is they take less machine cycles. Of course, divide by 2 only. If you want to divide by something else, then shift right, shift left is of no use. But if it is by 2, then instead of using multiplication or division operation, we can go for shift right and shift left operation. Very simple. Okay, fine. So let us continue, guys. Shift arithmetic right. So there's a difference between shift right and shift left and shift arithmetic right instruction. Okay. In this case, the data is shifted right. Okay. But the MSB bit is repeated. Okay. And the destination operand. Okay. And the LSB bit goes to CF region. There is carry flag. Okay. We'll take one example case. Arithmetic shift preserves the number sign. That is, it will retain the sign bit. Okay. So it is for signed arithmetic. This is very useful. It will retain the sign bit, but it performs a basically division operation. Okay. Fine. So we'll take one example case. 80h for example. Okay. Minus 80. So minus 80 should be 2's complement. So let us see. Okay, let me calculate. Let me quickly find out what is minus 80. Mm, minus, yes, I'm sorry. I need to clear this first. Minus 80. Okay, yes, what is minus 80 guys? FFFF 80. Okay, so now, okay, so 80H is, okay, so it is, yes, just a minute. DL is only 8 bit. Okay, 80H. Okay. Yes, let us take 80. What is, I'm sorry, what is 80 guys? 80 can be written as 10000000. Okay, fine. Now, if you perform, there is a SAR, there is a shift arithmetic right. What happens is that the MSB bit is retained as it is. This one bit is retained as it is. Okay, whereas other bits are shifted right. That is including MSB bit. Okay, MSB bit is also shifted, but MSB bit is retained at the same position. Okay, that is 1. Next bit is 0 and 0 0 0 0. Okay, yes. Now, if you consider this as a signed number, if it is a signed number, yes, what does the signed number represents? MSB represents the sign of a number. This sign of a number means if it is MSB bit is 1, okay, so what does it represent, guys? MSB 1 means negative number, general no, convention, negative number, whereas if it is 1, whereas if it is 1, sorry, if it is 0, that means it is a, it represents positive number. It represents positive number. Okay, yes, with this understanding, okay, so what is this value equal to, guys? This value is equal to MSB 1, that means it is minus. If you consider the other data, it is 100. That means it is 4. The lower 4 bits are 0. That means it is minus 40H. Okay. Similarly, if you perform one more, I don't know how to close this. Let me shift it. Okay. So, okay, fine. So another 10 minutes. Let me wind up with this. So if it is one more SAR, there is shift arithmetic right. MSB is retained as it is. Other bits are shifted right. That is 1 and 1. Okay. Um, okay, and this is 0. Then, sorry, not 10. Yes, I'm sorry. Correct. If you shift it by 2 positions, MSB bit is shifted. Okay, fine, that's correct. Okay, so if I'm sorry. Okay. So this is 1 1 0 and 0 0 0 0. Okay, fine. Yes, what is this equal to? This is equal to, again, minus, this minus sign indicate negative, minus, what is the value, guys? What is the value of this? 60H. It is nothing but equal to 60. Okay, so signed arithmetic, make sure that the sign bit is repeated. So this is very helpful in a signed arithmetic, because we have to represent a sign, positive or negative number, we need MSB. to retain the MSB, we can go for a instruction like SR or shift arithmetic right. Okay. So let us look into one more shift arithmetic right instruction. Shifting n bits multiplies the operand by 2 power n. Like that's what I know. Shifting left is equivalent to multiplication operation. There is 2 power n operation. Shifting right is a division operation. This we understood with the other example. Okay. Okay. Next is rotate operation. Okay. So rotate operation, different types of rotate operation. Rotate left, shift each bit to the left. The highest bit is copied to the carry flag and also to the lower bit. See, this in a normal shift left operation, MSB bit goes to carry flag. Lower bits are shifted loaded with 0. In a rotate left operation, MSB goes to carry flag. It is also copied into the LSB. So it's a rotate operation basically. Okay. What is the purpose of carrying it to storing it to CFS? Carry flag. If MSB is loaded to carry flag, we can identify the sign of a number. Okay, so in sign arithmetic, this operation is very useful. Okay, so we have one example. That is AL is F0H. If you rotate by 1 bit position, then AL is so MSB goes to CF register carry flag. Also, it is copied into LSB. So the data becomes E1H. So 1110 is E, 0001 is 1. Okay, E0, sorry, E1H. So this is rotate left operation. Similarly, rotate right operation, the data is loaded from MSB to LSB. Rotate left, LSB to MSB. Rotate right, MSB to LSB. LSB goes to carry flag. Also, LSB is copied into MSB. Simple example, same F0H. Rotate right by 1 bit position. Okay, so data can be in any of the register, either AL or DL. Any register is possible. So MSB LSB goes to MSB. So LSB here it is 0, 0 is copied into MSB. So the data now in the AL register after executing ROR instruction is 78H. The data now in ROR register is 78H. So this is ROR instruction. Next is RLC, rotate left through carry. Okay, so shifts each bit to the left. That is from LSB to, when we say left, it is LSB to MSB. When we say right, it is from MSB to LSB. Okay, I don't know the time. Guess time is another 5 minutes. No problem. Okay? I think we can complete this. Okay, so what it does is it will copy MSB bit to carry flag and carry flag back to LSB. Yes, what is the size of the data now? In all these other instructions, the size of data is maximum 8 bit, whereas in this case, the size of the data is 9 bit because including carry flag, it becomes 9 bit. Okay, rotate through carry, rotate left the content of register through carry. Simple example case, let us say data 88H, 88, 88. So if you rotate left, the MSB goes to carry bit becomes 1. Okay, and also carry bit is copied into LSB. Okay, so thereby what happens is that carry bit goes to LSB. So thereby the data will be, initially it was 0, so carry bit is 0. So the effective data in the register BL is 10H. Carry flag is set to 1. Again, if we execute the RLC instruction, 0 comes to carry flag. This 1 goes to LSB. The data in the BL register is 21H and the content of carry is 0. It's very simple guys. This is quite straightforward. And what about RCR? Rotate right the content of register through carry. Say similar operation. Rotate right means MSB to LSB. LSB goes to carry flag and the content of carry flag goes to MSB. Simple example. Similar examples. In initial data 10H, rotate right through carry. So the LSB goes to carry flag and the carry flag goes to LSB. The data becomes 8H and the content of carry flag is 0. Very simple. Okay. Shift left operation. Yes, I think we saw this shift left operation. There are some examples before, with examples. How does it work? So this is just easy to understand. The same thing is given with the diagrams, different diagrams, so that it becomes easy to understand. Branch instructions. Okay. Yes, before we continue with this instruction, let us see any other instructions left out. Rotate left through carry. Okay. So here the string manipulation instructions are discussed. Okay. Of course, here also we have in this slide also we have string manipulation instructions. Let me jump to string manipulation instructions. We'll continue from string manipulation instructions. Okay. Fine. Okay, yes, what is string manipulation instructions? Sequence of bytes or words is manipulated by using instructions which are meant for only string manipulation. Okay, unlike in 8051, there is no string manipulation instruction in 8051, but in 886 it provides some string manipulation instructions. Includes instructions for string movement, just like data movement, string movement, comparison, scan, load, and store. Okay, REP, repeat instructions, prefix is used as a prefix used to repeat the execution of a string instruction. REP stands for repeat. Okay, just like we repeat normal instruction in which deals with the data in either 8051 or 886. To repeat the string instruction, we have a separate instruction called as REP, which is used as a prefix. Okay, we'll look into the examples of all this. String instructions end with S or SB or SW. SB for string byte, SW for string word. Okay, so string instruction always ends with S, letter S. S represents string, SB for string byte or string word. Offset or effective address of the source operand stored in SA register. So offset or effective address of the source, there is data is stored in the SA register, source index register, and that of the destination is stored in the DI register. Yes, now the what is the segment used? Yes, for data source data segment is used, destination data extra segment is used. For a source segment, the default index register is SI, and for the destination data default in the or extra segment, the default index register is DI. Okay, we'll look into the example case. How to use this SI and DI. We'll look into this. Okay, so depending on the status of DF, there is direction flag, which is part of the flag register of 886. SI and DI registers are automatically updated. Okay, updated means whether it has to be incremented or decremented. That depends on the DF flag. Okay. For example, if DF is 0, SI and DI, there is source index register and data index registers are incremented by 1 for byte and incremented by 2 for word data. If DF flag is 1, SI and DI are decremented by 1 for byte and decremented by 2 value for word operation, word of string of operations. That's okay. Fine. Anyway, I guess time to close. Okay. So I'll continue with the instruction. I may have to take extra class, guys. Because the instruction takes a lot of time. Lot of instruction to discuss. I'll let you know if there is any special classes. Okay. Yes. Thanks for joining. See you in the next class. Bye. Also, any instruction.